All right, guys, welcome to FITMAS Day 8. We're on to another lower body workout, so let's get it. Hopefully you've been following along. Hopefully yesterday you took your rest day, stretched things out, looked into that. Make sure you're incorporating that into any program that you're doing. It's so crucial for results for both muscle gain and fat loss. So let's jump into it. Make sure you like this video if you're loving this series. Make sure you're subscribed for the giveaway at the end, which I'm going to cover right away. We're coming to the last days. Hopefully you've been sticking it out through this whole thing, and let's jump into it. All right, guys, welcome back to FITMAS. We are on lower body today, and we're starting off with some squats to deadlifts. We're doing 12 of these. So I grabbed a kettlebell. You could grab a plate, or you could grab a dumbbell, hold it vertically, hold it right on the end so that it's hanging down, and use it the same way. So what you're doing is we are first squatting down, coming back up, then hinging over into the deadlift. So again, just proper squats like we've been doing the whole time. Those knees aren't going past the toes. Your butt is going out behind you. Your chest is staying up, and you're keeping that back straight. And then the hinge over to the deadlift, you're bending at the waist, you're bending the knees a little, and then bringing that weight down right towards the toes, keeping that back flat the whole time. One squat to one deadlift counts as one rep. So both of them together equals one rep, and like I said, we're doing 12 of those. As you're doing these two, making sure you're squeezing those glutes at the top of that squat, you're hinging over into the deadlift, and you're squeezing the glutes again. So your butt is getting a lot of work during both of these moves, as well as your legs. It's going to hit a lot of muscles. I mentioned earlier how it's important to sort of focus on the mind-muscle connection. Think about the muscles you're using and how it's going to get you better results. And you will notice it more. If you did squats previously and seem to always just feel it in your legs and never in your butt, focus on squeezing those muscles, those glute muscles, and think about using them. And I guarantee you that you'll feel it so much more, and that you will start getting better results and more growth and strength in muscles as you focus on them with your mind while using them. So we're moving on to the next move. We took our 20 to 30 second break, and this one is alternating side lunges. So we're moving back and forth, lunging side to side. You'll start by standing straight, legs together, and then stepping out to the side and sinking into that leg. So the leg that you step out onto, you're bending that knee, sticking the butt out. The knee isn't going past the toes. The chest is coming down over the knee. And the other leg is staying straight with the foot flat on the ground. If you're using weights, you're going to frame that knee, that leg that is bent, as you go from side to side. So bending down, framing it, coming back up, and just moving them over to the other side. If you're not using weights, then you could have your hands on your hips, or you could have them clasped in front of you, whatever feels best. And we're going to be doing 10 of these on each side, so I just go back and forth, counting each one individually, just counting up to 20. And if you feel you need to drop the weights while doing this, if you're getting too tired to keep going with them, then absolutely do that. Just keep moving through the exercise as much as you can. All right, so then you take your quick break, and we're going to move on to alternating reverse lunges. So holding weights again if you choose. If not, you can do this body weight. It's still a great workout. You're just taking that deep step backwards. I bring my knee to the ground for a very light tap. Make sure you're not slamming it into the ground. I just like to do this to make sure I'm getting right as low as possible, that front knee is then at a 90-degree angle. I'm getting the most out of the move, I feel. So that's totally up to you. But taking a deep step back, if you need to get your balance, you're going to step more out to the side, and that will help you that way. And then I also like to sort of focus on squeezing the upper arms, the triceps, and I feel like that helps me keep my back straight so I'm not slouching or hunching over each time that I'm coming down. We're doing 10 of these on each side. So again, I just feel it's super easy to count 20 as I go back and forth. Our fourth move is a weighted squat shuffle, and you're going to count this out 20 times for each side. So you're shuffling along, squatted down, and then I just held the dumbbells on top of my thighs. So you can hold weights, you could hold them sort of up in your shoulders if you wanted, and squat down, as long as you're just holding the squat position and then shuffling side to side. So I'm just counting 1, 2, and you want to try and do it 20 times each direction. If you can get down even lower, that is even better. It's just a very super challenging move. It doesn't look too hard, but once you start shuffling back and forth, your legs will be burning. So if you can get parallel to the ground, then by all means do it. All right, we're on to our fifth and final move, which is a single leg bridge. We're going to do this 12 times for each side. I grabbed a weight for this. You don't necessarily have to. It's still really challenging. And I do find it awkward trying to position it sort of usually with a weight in bridges. So just find what works for you if you're holding the weight and what feels comfortable. I found placing the dumbbell just on my hips and sort of just using my hands to stabilize it worked the best. So you're going to put that one leg straight up into the air while the other one, the heel is on the ground, the shin is straight up and down, and you're driving through that heel to push your hips up as high as you can. I thought my hips were up high. When I look at this video, I don't think they're high at all. So you really have to focus on pushing those hips high up into the air and keeping them flat. You don't want that side with the leg that is up. You don't want that side sinking down while the other, just one side pushes up. You want to keep them flat and level and pushing those hips high up into the air. Dig those shoulder blades into the ground to keep you stable and get them up. Another thing to take notice of is trying to keep your leg straight up into the air. If you do need to have it down at more of an angle, that's okay. That's okay too. Just trying to keep it more straight. I noticed that mine was sort of bent and sort of at an angle at the same time. So try and keep that straight up, and then you're going to do 12 of these, like I said, on each side. So definitely another challenging move. I hope you guys liked lower body today, and I will see you tomorrow.